Stop what you are doing and listen. Truly listen. Because the next few minutes will determine your path, and you will either spend the rest of your life as a drifter or as a king. Look around you. The world is full of men who wish for wealth. They beg the universe for a lucky break. But the universe does not respond to beggars, it responds to commanders. Important note: this is timeless wisdom. Read the description below this video to aid you in achieving the optimum results. If you cannot discipline your thoughts, you will never command your reality. Chaos in the mind breeds chaos in the bank account. You must take control. The mind is a powerful servant, but a terrible master. There is a specific kind of tired that has nothing to do with sleep. You know this exhaustion all too well. You work hard. You set the goals. You put in the hours while the rest of the world sleeps. Yet the breakthrough you were promised never seems to arrive. It feels as though you are driving with the emergency brake pulled tight. I am here to tell you a crucial truth. This is not a lack of effort. You do not have a motivation problem. You have a programming problem. Deep within the architecture of your subconscious mind, there is an outdated script running on a loop, and it is quietly sabotaging every conscious step you take toward wealth and peace. Until you rewrite that script, your reality will not change. Every empire you try to build will collapse under the weight of your unseen fears. Every man at some point in his life will face the silent wall. You sit in your room staring at the ceiling, wondering why your reality does not match your burning ambition. You watch others succeed with seemingly less effort. A quiet anger builds inside you. Society tells you to just work harder. They tell you to hustle until you break your back. But endless labor without mental alignment is just a fast track to an early grave. The drifter believes that success is a matter of outside circumstances. He blames the economy, he blames his boss, and he blames his lack of opportunity. But you are not a drifter. You are here because a quiet voice inside you knows the truth. The problem is not the soil. The problem is the seed. Your subconscious is a tireless contractor. It builds exactly what you instruct it to build. If you go to sleep in fear, your mind gets to work, spending the next 8 hours building a reality of scarcity for you to wake up in. You are literally programming your own failure while you rest. The negative thoughts you allow to roam free in your head are dangerous. They are not just harmless worries. They are direct commands you are issuing to the universe. And the universe always obeys. This invisible enemy is the reason you feel stuck, and it is the exact reason you make progress only to self-sabotage at the finish line. It is a hidden law that the 1% understand and the masses ignore. By the end of this lesson, you will understand exactly why your hard work has not paid off, and you will discover the one hidden mechanism running in your brain. This mechanism is blocking your wealth right now. I will show you exactly how to locate that script. You will learn to rip it out by the roots, and you will reprogram your mind to attract success as effortlessly as gravity. You will transform from a tired drifter into a sovereign commander of your reality. But you must pay attention, and you must decide right now to stop letting your mental noise dictate your future. Understand this fundamental truth. There is no neutral thought. Every thought is either pushing you forward or pulling you back, and it is either moving you toward freedom or reinforcing your invisible bondage. The man who realizes this begins to treat his thoughts as tools. He does not treat them as toys. He becomes the mental gatekeeper of his own mind. He stands guard at the door of his consciousness. He refuses entry to doubt, and he completely denies access to fear and hesitation. When you allow negativity to nest in your brain, you are inviting thieves into your temple, and they will slowly rob you of your ultimate destiny. The consumer waits and reacts to the world around him. He lets the news dictate his mood, and he lets the opinions of weak men shape his self-worth. The Creator decides. The Creator initiates. He forces reality to bend to his disciplined mind. You must stop tolerating the chaos in your head. You would never allow a stranger to walk into your home and trash your living room, yet you allow random destructive thoughts to ruin your mind. You let them walk in and destroy your future every single day. This must end. It ends the moment you take absolute responsibility for your mental environment. I know you are exhausted. I know the weight of unfulfilled potential is heavy. You have carried it for years. You were taught by a broken system to seek permission. You were taught to play it safe. You learned to accept the scraps left behind by the bold. Your parents, your teachers, the media, they all programmed you to be a compliant worker because they did not raise a sovereign commander. The invisible enemy was installed in you before you even knew how to fight back. But holding on to that excuse will not save you today. Acknowledging the original source of the programming is the first step. Refusing to operate on it any longer is the second. You are one decision away from momentum. You are one belief away from absolute clarity. But that profound shift will not happen by accident. It requires a ruthless purge of your current mental state. You must become deeply intolerant of your own excuses. Every time you complain, you cast a vote for the drifter identity. Every time you claim that something is too hard, you reinforce the invisible prison that holds you captive. The titans of industry did not sit around waiting for the right mood to strike. They commanded their mood. They directed their focus with violent precision. What is controlling your mind today? Is it fear of failure? Is it resentment over a past mistake? Is it anxiety about a future that has not even happened yet? You must answer these questions honestly. If you do not know what is driving the machine, you cannot take the wheel, and the average man spends his entire life in the passenger seat of his own mind. He is driven by impulsive emotions and fleeting desires. But you are stepping into the arena of the architect. An architect does not build on unstable ground. He clears the rubble, he digs deep into the foundation, and he lays down solid stone. Your mind is the soil. Your thoughts are the seeds. If you plant thorns, you cannot demand a harvest of wheat. It is law. It is certain. This is not philosophy. This is the raw mechanics of the universe. The wealthy know this. The powerful use this. And now you are being handed the keys to the same kingdom. But keys are useless if you refuse to turn the lock, and you must stop waiting for a savior because you are the sovereign commander you have been waiting for. The breakthrough will not come from the outside. It will erupt from within the moment you establish order in your mind. Think about the moments you felt completely paralyzed. You knew exactly what needed to be done, the plan was written out, and the steps were absolutely clear. Yet a heavy, invisible blanket of resistance fell over you. You told yourself you would start tomorrow. Tomorrow became next week. Next week became next year. This is the drifter cycle. It is an insidious loop designed to keep you ordinary, and breaking it requires far more than just a temporary burst of motivation. Motivation is a fleeting emotion. Discipline is a permanent state of being. You must elevate your energetic signature. You are standing at the edge of a massive realization. The things you have been chasing are not running away from you. They are simply vibrating on a frequency you have not yet reached. Wealth is not chased. Wealth is magnetized. Success is not hunted. It is attracted by the person you become. When your mind is cluttered with doubt, you emit a signal of lack, and the universe matches that precise signal by delivering even more lack. It is a flawless mirror. To change the reflection in the mirror, you do not punch the glass. You change the man standing in front of it. You think you are losing your mind. You feel the heavy chaos in your head. The negative thoughts scream at you every single night. You believe this mental storm means you are broken, and you assume your brain is wired for failure. But here is the truth no one tells you. You are not losing your mind. You are simply losing your outdated programming. Let me explain. That overwhelming anxiety is not a defect in your design. It is a paradoxical sign of your untapped power. The subconscious mind operates like a wild stallion. It possesses raw and infinite energy. When it is not given a clear direction, it runs wild and destroys the stable. Your negative thoughts are simply undirected mental energy, and they are your subconscious begging you for a firm command. The universe works by strict absolute law. It does not work by a human clock. It does not care about your personal timeline. There is a fundamental law of mental transmutation. This law dictates that every thought is a seed, every action is water, and your physical reality is the inevitable harvest. You cannot plant doubt and expect to harvest wealth. The drifter refuses to understand this basic mechanism. He lets the wild stallion run free. He consumes garbage media daily. He entertains petty arguments with small-minded people. And then he wonders why his life feels like a constant struggle. The drifter believes his thoughts are harmless clouds. He assumes they just float through his mind. He is blind to the actual truth. Every single thought is a stroke of a chisel. It shapes the solid marble of your future. The Creator understands this immense responsibility. He knows that he is the mental gatekeeper. He does not allow random complaints to enter his sacred space. The Creator treats his attention as his most valuable currency because he knows it buys his ultimate future. Now let me make this concept plain. Listen to me carefully. The difference between the man who builds an empire and the man who dies broke is never about natural talent. It is not about a massive financial inheritance. It is the absolute control over his focus. The drifter lets the world tell him what to think. The Creator tells the world what he will manifest. When a setback hits the drifter, he panics. He immediately accepts the weak identity of a victim. He calls his friends to complain about his luck. His subconscious hears this repetitive victim narrative constantly, and it immediately goes to work creating more situations for him to complain about. It is a deadly and invisible trap. Most men never escape this mental prison, but the Creator reacts entirely differently. He maintains a cold calmness in the harsh storm. He views the temporary failure as mere objective data. He completely refuses to panic in the dark moment. He asks his mind for a powerful solution, and he commands his subconscious to reveal the hidden advantage within the sudden crisis. The subconscious always answers a clear command. You must realize that your mind is a servant. It does not judge the requests you give it. If you constantly focus on your mounting debts, your mind assumes you want more debts. It will eagerly find new ways to keep you completely broke because it does not understand the concept of a negative request. It only understands the vivid pictures you paint. You paint them on the canvas of your imagination. Stop what you are doing and listen now. Pay attention to the thoughts you had this morning. Did you wake up anticipating a massive victory? Or did you wake up dreading the daily tasks? Your morning thoughts set the frequency for your reality. If you start your day in a state of defense, you will spend 24 hours dodging bullets and putting out fires. You must switch from defense to aggressive offense. You are the true architect of your destiny. You are not a passive spectator in your life. The drifter hopes for a good and easy day. The Creator strictly demands a productive day. Drifting is the ultimate enemy of human greatness. A wrong decision made with power is always better than no decision at all because indecision breeds fear and hesitation. Think about the vital concept of cosmic housekeeping. You regularly clean your physical house every week. You wash your clothes and take out the garbage. Yet you allow toxic mental garbage to rot inside your own head for years, and you do nothing to clean the internal mess. You hold on to old grudges from 5 years ago. You replay those embarrassing memories over and over. You feed the ghosts of your past daily. This internal filth blocks the flow of abundance. Massive wealth requires a very clean mental vessel. Absolute power requires a highly focused and sharp lens. You cannot channel the fierce energy of a creator if your mind is cluttered with the fears of a drifter. It is time to evict the mental parasites today. You must declare a ruthless war on every single thought that makes you feel weak. Say this aloud right now in your room. Say it with absolute and unwavering internal authority. I am the ultimate master of my fate. I am the sovereign commander of my mind. Let the vibration of these words shake the foundation. When you speak with deep conviction, you send a powerful shockwave through your nervous system, and you force the stray thoughts into strict alignment. This brings us back to the chaos inside you. That overwhelming anxiety is never your true enemy. It is your raw power begging to be harnessed. The pain you feel is the heavy friction between who you are and who you are supposed to be. It is the old drifter identity dying off. You are shedding a very weak and tired skin. The glorious process is supposed to be highly uncomfortable. Do not fear the raging mental storm today. Step boldly into the center of the storm. Take the reins of that wild stallion. You now know the hidden mental mechanism. The drifter will hear this truth and ignore it, but the master will use it tonight to reshape his entire world. Which one of these men are you? You must decide right here and right now. But knowing the cosmic law is only the beginning. Understanding the concept will not save you. You must see the hard proof for yourself. You must look at the men who used this exact mechanism to conquer the world. We must examine the solid historical evidence together. Your logical mind needs to see the undeniable truth, and then your remaining doubts will shatter completely. How did a man with no education and no money build the largest steel empire in history? It was not a cosmic accident. He did not possess a secret cheat code for the economy. He used a specific mental protocol that you can replicate tonight. We must look at the giants who walked before us. They left behind a clear blueprint of immense power. Let us look to the example of Andrew Carnegie. He arrived in America with absolutely nothing in his pockets. The drifter would look at his humble beginnings and immediately surrender to poverty. The drifter would blame the harsh society. But Carnegie refused the role of the victim. He understood that wealth begins as a vivid mental state. He knew the universe works by law, not by clock. Carnegie possessed a definite chief aim. He did not just wish for success. He commanded his mind to seek out every hidden opportunity, and he completely ignored the thousands of voices telling him it was impossible. He operated as a sovereign commander in a world full of tired consumers. Modern neuroscience now proves exactly what these historical titans knew instinctively. Deep inside your brainstem lies a network of neurons called the reticular activating system. It is the ultimate biological gatekeeper. This system filters out millions of pieces of information every second. It only lets through what you deem deeply important. Your brain cannot process the entire world at once. If you constantly worry about debt, you program your gatekeeper to notice only poverty. You will walk right past a golden opportunity because your brain literally deletes it from your vision. This is the invisible mechanism keeping the masses entirely trapped in their endless cycles of struggle. But the opposite is also true. When you fix your mind on a single grand ambition, your gatekeeper shifts its entire focus. Suddenly, you start seeing resources and connections that were always there. The soil did not change. The seed changed. The architect of destiny programs his biological gatekeeper to fiercely hunt for massive wealth. Stop what you are doing and think about this. What is your biological gatekeeper searching for right now? Is it scanning the horizon for failure? Or is it locked onto a vision of absolute victory? The drifter programs his brain with complaints. The creator programs his brain with unwavering demands. You must take control of this machine. Let us examine another giant of history. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before perfecting the light bulb. The average man would crumble under that heavy weight of public defeat. The average man would accept the failure as a final judgment. But Edison possessed a cold calmness. He viewed every single failure as purely objective data. Edison used a very specific ritual to bypass his conscious limitations. He understood that the conscious mind gets tired and frustrated, so he relied heavily on the tireless contractor of his subconscious. Before he went to sleep, Edison would write down his hardest problem on a piece of paper. He handed the heavy burden over to his deeper mind. He commanded his subconscious to find the solution while his body rested, and time after time he woke up with the exact answer he needed. This is not some mystical magic trick. This is the hard science of the hypnagogic state. During those quiet moments right before sleep, the door to your subconscious mind swings wide open for new instructions. Your subconscious mind is completely defenseless in that narrow window. Whatever you hold in your mind during those precious minutes will be magnified all night. The drifter lies in bed worrying about his bills. He falls asleep drowning in heavy anxiety, and his subconscious spends the next 8 hours building a reality of scarcity for the next day. You are literally programming your own struggle while you rest. The Creator absolutely forbids negative thoughts from entering his bed. He uses those final minutes to visualize his inevitable success. He falls asleep with the quiet confidence of a king. He knows his internal contractor is working the night shift to construct his upcoming empire. Wealth is not chased. Wealth is magnetized. The titans of industry did not run themselves into the ground with endless chaotic action. They aligned their internal frequency first, and then the correct actions flowed naturally. They became undeniable forces of nature. They mastered their inner world, and the outer world had no choice but to submit. Listen to me carefully. I command you to test this law tonight. Close your eyes for a brief moment and visualize your ultimate goal. See it not as a distant hope, but as a current undeniable fact. Feel the weight of that reality in your chest right now. When you do this, you are carving new neural pathways of absolute power in your physical brain. You are no longer asking the universe for permission. You are issuing a formal decree. The drifter will call this foolishness. The drifter always mocks what he does not understand, which is exactly why he remains at the bottom of the hierarchy. But the 1% understand that mental dominion is the only true source of generational wealth. That is how the Titans conquered their reality. They did not have better circumstances. They simply maintained a superior mental protocol. They protected their focus like a sacred temple. But understanding their secret is only step one. Protecting your energy is useless if you do not know how to multiply it and aim it like a sniper rifle. We have looked at the historical proof. We have revealed the hard biological mechanism hiding in your skull. The heavy theoretical foundation has been firmly laid down. Now, you must learn how to execute. We are getting close to the thing you can actually do. We must move from the realm of philosophy into the harsh arena of daily practice. Now let us make this practical. Theory without execution is just another form of drifting. You have seen the solid proof, and you finally understand the hidden mechanism that controls the invisible world. But understanding alone will not change your bank account. Disciplined action is the only thing that changes reality. I am going to give you the exact daily protocol used by the 1%. This is the sacred ritual of the Creator. Step 1 is cosmic housekeeping. You cannot build a massive empire on a foundation of trash. You must ruthlessly eliminate the noise from your daily life. Stop watching the negative news immediately. Stop engaging in petty arguments with small-minded people. The drifter consumes endless dramatic noise because he is absolutely terrified of the quiet moments where he must face himself. The sovereign commander demands absolute silence. Every single piece of media you consume throughout the day is a direct suggestion planted deeply into your subconscious mind. When you watch tragedies, you are feeding poison to your internal contractor. You must starve the negative programming. Cut off the toxic friendships. If a person does not elevate your frequency, they are actively pulling you down. There is no middle ground. You must fiercely protect your mental temple from all outside invaders. Step 2 is writing your definite chief aim. The universe does not respond to vague wishes. You cannot simply ask the universe for a better life and expect the cosmic forces to guess what that actually means for you. You must be violently specific. Take a physical piece of paper and write down your exact ultimate goal. Do not type it on a phone. Write it with a pen. Feel the heavy ink on the page. Write down the exact amount of money you demand from life. Write down the exact date you will possess it. And most importantly, you must write down exactly what valuable service or product you will give to the world in return. Wealth is a fair exchange of value. You do not get something for nothing in this universe. Read this definite chief aim aloud every single morning. Say it with absolute unwavering power. Say this aloud right now. Say it until your body believes it. I am the architect of my destiny. When you finally hear your own physical voice declare these powerful words, your brain accepts the statement as an undeniable hard command. You are bypassing the weak conscious doubts. You are installing a new operating system directly into your nervous system. The drifter feels silly doing this. The master does it daily. Step 3 is the most crucial part of this entire protocol. This is the 15-minute night ritual. Remember the hypnagogic state we discussed earlier. The final 15 minutes before you fall into a deep sleep will entirely dictate the reality of your upcoming tomorrow. You must take absolute dominion over this narrow window of time. Put your phone away in another room. Do not look at a glowing screen. Lie in your bed in complete darkness. Close your eyes and visualize your definite chief aim. Do not picture it as something that might happen in the distant future. You must forcefully act as if this grand vision is already your current physical reality right now in this very moment. Feel the immense gratitude of having already achieved it. Feel the heavy weight of the gold in your hands. Feel the quiet pride in your chest. Your subconscious mind cannot tell the difference between a real event and a vividly imagined one. When you flood your brain with the sensory details of your victory, your internal contractor believes the victory has already happened. It spends the next 8 hours locking that new frequency into your biological gatekeeper. You wake up as a completely different man. You will wake up with a strange new energy. Ideas will strike you out of nowhere. You will suddenly begin to notice valuable resources and golden opportunities that were completely invisible to your eyes just yesterday. This is not a magic trick. This is the raw power of a perfectly aligned mind. But you must execute this ritual every single night without fail. Repetition is the only language your subconscious mind understands. You cannot do this for 3 days and then quit. The drifter quits when he does not see immediate physical results. The builder works in the invisible season. The builder lays the bricks in the dark, and he trusts the universal law of accumulation. You must treat this night ritual as a sacred vow. It is a holy contract between you and the infinite intelligence. If you fail to direct your mind before sleep, the world will gladly direct it for you. Anxiety will creep in, fear will take the steering wheel, and you will wake up exhausted in a way that sleep cannot fix. The choice is entirely yours. You can surrender your mind to the chaotic noise of the masses, or you can seize control and architect your own glorious fate. Listen to me closely. Do not just passively consume this information. The internet is full of men who watch endless videos about success, but never change their daily habits. They are professional consumers of motivation. You must break that pathetic cycle today. I command you to write your goal down tonight. I command you to guard your final 15 minutes. You have the blueprint in your hands. The exact mechanism that built empires is now yours to command. You know how to clean your mental house. You know how to write your definite chief aim. You know how to program your subconscious during the night ritual. The weak excuses of your past have been entirely removed, and there is absolutely nothing standing between you and your massive potential. Except for one final obstacle. The biggest war is not fought in the physical world. The ultimate battle takes place in the silent spaces of your own heart. Knowing the cosmic law and practicing the night ritual will finally bring you to the golden door of your new life. But you must find the absolute courage to walk through it. We are approaching the edge of the cliff. Now comes the ultimate turning point. You can no longer pretend you do not know the truth. The heavy burden of responsibility is now resting squarely on your shoulders. The drifter avoids responsibility at all costs, but the true sovereign commander welcomes the heavy weight. Prepare yourself for the final step. You must make a choice that will permanently sever you from your weak past. En part dirt derm kitu, altabinker kalte, phenum climax outro. The time for passive listening is permanently over. You have heard the absolute truth today. You know the exact mechanism that governs your reality. Every excuse you have ever made was nothing but a shadow. The drifter will close this video and immediately return to his chaotic life. He will return to his comfortable misery, but you are different. You are standing at the absolute edge of your old life. The bridge behind you is currently burning to the ground. You cannot go back to the man you were yesterday. Once you see the invisible laws of the universe, you can never unsee them. You must make a ruthless choice right now. Will you return to the massive flock of blind consumers? Or will you finally claim your rightful throne? The world is completely ruthless to the weak. It is designed to keep you distracted and compliant, but the world always steps aside for a sovereign commander. It bows to the man who completely disciplines his internal frequency. You must kill the old version of yourself tonight. It is a mandatory sacrifice. You must say to yourself that you are done. No more small thinking. No more playing the pathetic victim to your own circumstances. No more letting random fear write the script of your future. That dark chapter of your life is permanently over, and a completely new chapter begins with a single violent decision. You must choose your destiny right here. I challenge you to look at your current reality. Look at the bank account you despise. Look at the exhaustion in your own eyes. You manifested every single piece of it through your undisciplined focus. That is a heavy and terrifying truth to accept. But it is also your ultimate liberation. If you created the current mess, you can absolutely create the massive empire. The power has always been completely in your hands. You just forgot how to use the mighty tool. The world is not waiting for a perfect version of you. The universe is waiting for a conscious creator. It is waiting for a man who refuses to tolerate the mental noise any longer. That man is currently locked inside of you. It is time to wake him up. You must stop waiting for a savior to rescue you. Nobody is coming to hand you a golden ticket. The cavalry is not coming over the hill. You are the only cavalry you will ever get. You must equip your mind for the brutal war ahead. The masses will laugh at your new discipline. They will call you crazy when you stop engaging in their petty drama. Let them laugh. The drifter always mocks the builder. They mock what they are deeply terrified to attempt themselves. While they waste their vital energy on cheap entertainment, you will be in the dark, laying the solid foundation of your legacy. You will work in the invisible season, and when your massive success finally erupts, they will call it pure luck. They will say you were born with an unfair advantage. They will never understand the silent wars you fought in the dark. They will never know about the mental demons you conquered during your 15-minute night ritual. Let them remain completely blind to the truth. You do not need their validation. You only need your own absolute certainty. This is the ultimate climax of your internal journey. You are no longer a victim of a chaotic world. You are an unstoppable force of nature. You act independently of motivation, because motivation is for the weak. You operate on strict and unbreakable discipline. You are the mental gatekeeper. You are the architect of your own glorious destiny. Every single time you feel fear rising in your chest, you must immediately crush it. You must demand courage from your nervous system. The drifter lets fear paralyze his physical body. The creator uses fear as a compass pointing toward his next great victory. Everything you have ever wanted is hiding right behind your biggest and darkest terror. Do not shrink away from the heavy burden. The heavy burden is exactly what makes you incredibly strong. When the universe gives you a massive problem, it is actively training you to hold massive wealth. A weak vessel cannot hold $1 million. It would shatter into 1,000,000 pieces. The universe is currently forging your mind in a hot fire. You must absolutely embrace the intense heat of the forge. Let it burn away your laziness. Let it incinerate your endless excuses. What is left behind will be pure and unbreakable steel. You are forging the mind of a king. And a king does not complain about the weight of his own crown. He wears it with quiet and terrifying authority. We have now reached the final threshold. This is the sacred space where words must transform into immediate action. You cannot just listen to this frequency and let it fade into the noise of your tomorrow. The subconscious mind requires relentless repetition to build a new world. Therefore, I command you to treat this specific lesson as a daily weapon. Listen to this truth again and again. Play it as you sleep. Play it as you work in the absolute silence. Make these exact principles the only voice you tolerate in your head. You must completely wash away the years of toxic programming. Reprogramming your inner world takes absolute dedication. But the massive reward is a reality that obeys your every command. Tonight, as you close your eyes, you must make the ultimate choice. Will you return to the chaos of the masses, or will you step into the quiet power of the 1%? If you are truly ready to command your destiny, you must seal your decision right now. Write your definite purpose in the comments below. Do not hesitate for a single second. Write the exact words, "I am the architect of my destiny." Let those words be the iron contract you sign with the infinite universe. When you type that vow, you are physically manifesting your internal shift into the real world. You are drawing a hard line in the sand. Leave the most important line in the comments to permanently seal your vow today. Subscribe to this channel if this tradition is yours. Join the elite ranks of the men who completely refuse to drift. Share this message with the person who is building an empire alongside you. Do not share it with the weak. Share it only with those who demand greatness from life. You are now part of a fierce and unstoppable brotherhood. Your new life begins in this exact moment. Stand up tall. Claim your rightful throne. Break free once and for all from the heavy shackles of negative thinking. Your mind is the ultimate gateway. Your thoughts are the golden key, and your massive destiny is waiting. Never again let a negative thought decide your future. Go and build your empire.